of Central Australia, wildlife is thinly spread. Yet Aborigines survived here through tracking. Aboriginal trackers were also used in the outback to search for criminals. Their skills have not been forgotten by those who worked with them. Police officers like Andy McNeil.
I've worked with Aboriginals and Aboriginal trackers for 33 years in the Northern Territory Police Force, and I found them invaluable. The man standing next to me, Teddy Egan Jungler, is one of the best, particularly in crime and searching for people, and their knowledge of the country and their wonderful ability to track was something that has to be seen to be believed.
Teddy Egan Jungler had no formal training to become a police tracker. He learned from his father when tracking kangaroos was still an integral part of his culture. Today, Teddy is determined to pass on this traditional knowledge to his own children. Kangaroos are swift on their feet and quick to take flight if disturbed. They must stay downwind to remain undetected. The first spear throw is critical. The men will have no chance of pursuing a startled mob. Drops of blood are a sure sign they have wounded one. This animal is now their target. While many Aborigines are able to track, Teddy's ability is known to be exceptional, which is why he was called on by the police force to solve their most difficult cases. Teddy's most notorious success was his apprehension of murderer Billy Benn. In 1967, Billy Benn shot an ex-police tracker and wounded 2 other officers, then with his wife and children, disappeared into the bush.
Teddy proceeded to track Billy Benn for the next 3 weeks. And the tracking was a marvellous feat because Billy Benn was a very good tracker himself, and he was covering his tracks all the way, but he wasn't as good as Teddy Egan.
Teddy soon realised that Billy Benn and his family were wearing Kadachi boots, makeshift shoes made from feathers and fur. They were moving through the landscape without leaving a trace. However, Ted was quick to pick up on the tracks of the dog travelling with them. He was able to interpret their every move, where they had dug for water, and the warm embers of their campfire. It was only then, after weeks of tracking, that Ted knew the family was in the surrounding hills, and he was closing in. He caught the glint of the criminal's rifle in the moonlight, and the rest is history.
I don't think there's too many Teddy Egans left around the place. It's not a natural ability. It's passed down from the mothers and fathers, starting off with tracking lizards and progressing to kangaroos and emus and everything else. So it has to be taught.
Ted is still somewhat of a hero among his own people. He provides much of the meat for his tribe, and his children, while they may not appreciate it now, will be all the wiser for his teaching. However, they will be a fragile link in a long lineage of extraordinary trackers that stretches back into the dawn of human history.
Tracking is an art that's being lost because there is no longer the need to hunt for food.
I hate to see that happen because I like to have this native way of living still carried on. If they teach a tradition, then it might be carried on. But if they drop that off, then everything will be forgotten.
I would like to keep my tradition as long as I can on to the future, to my grandchildren, because it's so important.
The wisdom of the elders is passing with them. If this is allowed to happen, who will teach the trackers of the future who have so much to offer our modern world?
It's a tradition that goes back hundreds of thousands of years. It's a tradition that's integral to human culture, and I think it would be an incredible loss from a human point of view if traditional tracking itself should die out.
Tomorrow on Wild Discovery.